Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is Jake Cohen. I'm with Klaviyo, and what crazy times we have. I'm in my house, as you can see, and hoping to bring to you the latest of what we're learning about what we're hearing from e-commerce businesses around the world. I spent all yesterday talking to founders and marketers literally all over the world, the UK, the United States, Kenya, Ghana, Toronto, Canada, to hear what's going on. And we also put out a survey where we got 230 responses, more than we expected, of people telling us what they're seeing and what's going on. So as you know, we are always looking to provide value in any way we can. And in these uncertain times, the best thing that we think we can do to be helpful to you is to try and share what we're hearing, and then also give you suggestions on what you can do. And so to start, we're going to try and give you suggestions on, we're going to try and tell you what we're seeing out there. And as we learn more in real time, because things are changing so quickly, we'll try and share what we're hearing that's working from people, but then also what we think might work for you. So every day, I'm looking at my notes, by the way, we're doing this like quick and dirty, sharing as much as we can as quickly as possible. We're going to do every day around 9:30 Eastern. We're going to be broadcasting just like this, what we learned from the day before. So we're going to have a new survey every single day. You can access it by going to klaviyo.com, and a pop-up will show up after a few seconds inviting you to take the survey. We hope that you will. If you take the survey, you'll get a full an email with every response, summarized, of course, so you can get the insights. And otherwise, we'll do these videos to share some of the top insights, and we'll share some of this on social. So tell everyone you know about this. The best thing we can do as a community is share what we're seeing and help each other. And so that's what we're trying to do, is to be a helpful voice for everyone. So here's what we learned yesterday. I'm going to try and keep these updates to just 3 points that we think are kind of interesting and novel. And hopefully you find it useful. I would love for you to leave comments. I would love for you to email me and let us know what you think. My email is jake.cohen@klaviyo.com. Send me any feedback you have. Our goal is to make this better for you. So anyways, here's what we learned yesterday. So despite this big global pandemic going on, there are a lot of businesses that are being affected negatively, of course. Roughly 50–60% of businesses who responded to our survey said their sales are down. But it's not all bad. It turns out that about a quarter of the businesses that filled out the survey are actually seeing their sales go up. And what's most interesting about that is they tend to be in categories that people at home, consumers, kind of need. So this is mostly in health and beauty, and then in food and beverage. Most of those businesses, a vast majority of them, are seeing sales go up. Their web traffic is going up. And in some cases, they're actually spending more on advertising to try and take advantage of that. Most other categories, particularly apparel and accessories, are being negatively affected. Their sales are going down. And I've heard, interestingly, both for sales going up and sales going down, I heard numbers as high as 30% overnight. Now, some of these are smaller brands, so that may not, I don't think Nike sales dropped 30% overnight, but who knows? It's hard to know right now. So that was an interesting thing. This is not all bad. The second kind of big thing that was interesting is right now, supply chain issues are becoming a little bit of a problem, but not for everybody. We're hearing that when Amazon, for example, shut down fulfillment for non-essential items, that locked up some people's inventory. Some manufacturers in China are not able to keep up with production, or they're late on shipping over. Most interestingly, a lot of people said that their third-party logistics fulfillment center is lagging because they're on skeleton crews. There are people there that are sick or who can't go to work or have to work from home. And the result of that is that they can't actually fulfill packages as quickly. And as a result, shipping itself is not delayed, but delivery to people is delayed. No one said this explicitly, but I think if people can get a sense of how delayed their fulfillment center may be, they can communicate those updates to their customers so that they can be transparent and help people with their expectations, which I think is important. which segues to the third thing. What's working? What are people doing that actually is having impact for their business? So there's three things here. And the first one consistently that I heard is focusing on transparency, focusing on honesty, focusing on communicating with your existing customers and your existing engaged audiences, both on email and across social, as to what's going on with your business. Sharing that you're having third-party logistics fulfillment issues is good. Sharing that you don't have access to all inventory is good, because I think right now, with so many things being so uncertain, making sure that you set expectations appropriately with your customers is going to go a long way, a long way, which segues to the next thing that we're seeing. For the brands where sales are not going up, that have been negatively affected, some interesting strategies I've heard are they're resetting their internal expectations around sales. They're acknowledging that, look, now is not a good time for consumers to go buy stuff unless it's something they really need. So let's not try to make them do that. I heard this on jewelry companies. I heard this on novelty items. I heard this on luxury items, very consistent. And instead what they're doing is they're saying, okay, if now's not the time to sell, maybe it's the time to be empathetic. And they're communicating honestly and empathetically, trying to understand the position that their customers are in. I have 2 little kids at home. It's chaos. I'm not about to go buy a nice bag, right? But everyone's at home and they're reading emails and they're surfing social. We're seeing, traffic to media sites go through the roof. CPMs are way cheap because there's so much more inventory. So people are reading, but they're not really buying unless it's an essential item. So communicating to build a relationship, being empathetic, giving tips, sharing what they're hearing from even friends of like what you're doing to survive and be sane in this time is going well. And then also using any ad budget you feel like spending or any activity or energy you spend on social to actually create new relationships and get people to sign up by offering value, insights that's useful to consumers is working. People are growing their lists right now if they're providing value to the people who sign up. And I think in the long run, that'll be useful because we'll all emerge from this with sort of new relationships to speak to, and hopefully those people will want to buy. So that's working. And the last thing that's working, which was kind of surprising to me, on the ad spending front, we're seeing, as I mentioned before, CPMs are going up. CPMs are going down because inventory is going up. Cost per click are roughly the same, and ROAS is roughly the same across the board. Obviously, this is different for everybody, and it depends on the creative and your industry and tons of stuff. But generically, that's kind of what we're hearing. Interestingly, though, it seems that ads on search engines, we heard Google and Bing ads explicitly called out, providing a much stronger ROAS if you're selling what's considered an essential item by people at home. I think this is because people are searching for things they need, and they're not browsing for stuff they might be interested in. So whereas 3 weeks ago or a month ago, beautiful pictures and great social proof on Instagram and Facebook got people curious, I think people are not spending as discretionarily right now. They're kind of hunkering down and figuring out, what do I need? And when they do, they search for that. And so my hypothesis, only mine, is, I think food and bev, as we talked about before, health and beauty, as we talked about before, people are searching for replenishing what they need or what they want. In particular, I think supplements are going to do pretty well as people want to sort of be healthy. I'm going to bet that in the next couple weeks, people are going to get bored at home. And so having, survival kits or having activities or some type of, not entertainment. I don't think people want to like laugh, but they want to be distracted and they want to keep busy, especially if they have kids. I think we're going to see an uptick in people trying to find something that will be useful for them. And so if you offer that, I would advertise that just to try. I would promote that and ask people to share. So those are the updates for today. We are going to do this every day. As I mentioned, we're going to have a new survey every day so we can keep track of trends for you. We're going to share this every day. And if you want the full results, not just the top 3, you need to fill out the survey, which you can find at Klaviyo.com. So fill out the survey. You can find it at Klaviyo.com. There's a pop-up that says to fill it out. Please share this with all e-commerce marketers and founders that you know. As a community, the best thing we can do is band together, share what we're seeing in our insights so that we can adapt and learn together so that we can all survive and emerge even stronger than before. I have to tell you, there is tremendous hope. There is tremendous fortitude. There is tremendous wherewithal to weather this out and to make a stronger and better business and economy overall. So people are very optimistic. They just recognize that this is a tough time. And if we can share what's working and what's learning with each other, we'll all succeed in the long run. So I hope that was useful. I hope anyone sees this. And again, if you have feedback, you can tweet at Clavio. You can tweet at me, JFC Cohen. You can email me, jake.cohen@clavio.com. We're going to do this every day. We hope you find it useful. And if not, we hope you tell us why so we can make it better. So good luck. Stay with it. And we'll be back tomorrow.